go. Welcome to Tuesday Night Torg. I am JM the GM, and these are my horsemen. How's it going? Hope you are all doing well. We are live here on the Ulisses International channel. I am pre-shuffling the drama deck, as Ross and I were talking about just before the game started. This is exactly how much drama Torg comes preloaded with if you pick up the Torg box, so I'm just prepping the drama. When we last left off, the Horsemen, joined now by Tyrannic, a new member of the team. They went and infiltrated the Wolf Slayer, Lady Salvo taking on the appearance of Lapis, Tyrannic as one of her White Spear guards, and Anton, Edith, and Genevieve as sort of their stormers, attached stormers to the retinue, I guess. Things were looking really well. The group discovered that Lapis and Rasputin's heir are both looking at the Tunguska crater. For some reason, they have yet to figure that out. Making their way to the command center of the Wolf Slayer, they discovered that there were definitely preparations being made, maybe to abandon the lair, maybe just to send out a massive expedition somewhere. And in the command center, they met Grigori, also known as Rasputin's heir, who, upon talking with Lapis, demanded that she find Simeon, this Storm Knight that was originally part of Archibald Peacock's group, Lapis's original group of Storm Knights put together by the Delphi Council, but because he has something that they desperately need. It is believed to be that locket that they recovered all those months ago on the stream, which is, years in 2020 months. So all of that time ago. Now, unfortunately, when it seemed like this ruse would remain intact, the Grigori showed Lady Salvo the drone coverage from the Tunguska crater, which chillingly matched the vision that all of the horsemen had of a great darkness opening up out of the ground and something coming free. And that's when they got the call that apparently Lapis has also arrived at the Wolf Slayer.
The real Lapis.
The real Lapis. Which is the real Lapis? No one knows. We know. And so that is where we are going to pick up. With the generals looking towards you, Grigori turns. Bring her to me. We will settle this. I would not put it past the arrogant Storm Knights of the Delphi Council to, in their hubris, attempt to walk into the wolf's lair. That would be very, very dumb.
It could be a distraction. If I were you, I'd double the guards on anything vulnerable.
Oh, do not worry. I've already sent commands to have guards put on this other Lapis, as well as more that are arriving here, just until we confirm identities. I'm sure you understand.
I'll just kind of give him the Batman eye arrow.
So what are you guys doing? You can hear klaxons are going off. The three high-ranking officers have kind of stepped to the other side of the room, at least at this point, hands on their sidearms, their aides forming, a human shield in front of the officers in case things go sideways.
Do you need a display of my credentials? And I'll get my guns out.
Oh, listen, I'm sure we will clear this all up. One of the two of you will be put in charge of the mission to the crater. The other one will languish for an eternity in torment until their life is finally snuffed out.
Tharkhold.
There is a space already being reserved for the mind of the, shall we call it the false Lapis.
Trying very desperately hard not to sweat. Like,
So, Jeremy, you said some of the TVs were the drone feed, and then some were just static that was flickering with Rasputin's moods?
Yes.
Do we know anything about that? That registers as something weird and techy.
It does register as something weird and techy, doesn't it?
Yes.
What would you like to do?
I would like to try and figure out why that's flickering with his moods.
Give me a computer
Does he-
roll.
he's got mood screens or like mood rings, just
Yeah.
bigger.
Apparently. Okay. 17.
17. With a 17, all right, so I'm going to tell you that a 17 is going to be a standard success.
I think that means you want to spin a possibility.
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to remember what cards I have. I apologize. Transfer leadership.
I have a hero card if you need it.
Didn't
It's
thought
okay.
you traded me.
Everyone
somebody
knows
I
that
think Tyrannic traded me his hero card.
we are just sort of Gnostic entities that only exist when the stream is live, and then we go back into abeyance until the next stream.
I'll spend a possibility to get it higher because I want to know what's going on.
Okay.
So that gets me to. That selects me to 21.
Blackjack.
A 21 is enough for a good success. And
Yeah.
so with a standard success, you kind of send your senses out through your deck, trying to really kind of figure out what's going on. And at first you notice that what's really strange is that none of the monitors that are flickering with Rasputin's heir's moods actually are connected to anything but the power. They're not getting any data feed. They're just on. And then with a good success, as you sort of reach into, into the possibilities, spending your possibility point, kind of changing your perceptions, drawing them more in line with what you want to be able to see, you can see, for a brief moment, you can see data, like the data in the room that's being streamed to the screen, even the data that's kind of on your drive. And if you imagine the room like a mattress, right? And all of the data in the room is a sheet on the bed, Rasputin's heir is a bowling ball. And it's all flowing down into him.
Ooh, electronic gravity. I dig it.
What are the rest of you doing while this is going on? Because Rasputin, for a brief moment, Grigori kind of pauses, and he looks up, and he looks right past you, Lady Salvo, and he's staring at Genevieve. And you can hear the sounds of heavy boots coming down the hall.
From that direction?
From the outside, from the hallway that
Okay.
led to this room.
So I, know these guys. Is like my best friend in the room. Anybody I can talk to?
There are no other white spears in the room.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Lapis, right? Lapis is essentially, you know that Lapis has manipulated the white spears, or at least the small group of the white spears that were at that temple, and they see her sort of as a living god. she treats them with respect, and she, you've never had any reason to sort of, I mean, aside from the fact that she nearly killed Sadie and is obviously operating against the Delphi Council, like, in your day-to-day interactions, she's always treated your people well. That does not extend to the Volkov crew. The Volkov, the soldiers of Volkov's army are very much Russia for the Russians, and anything that is not Russian or human can just get out. And so there's no one, you've only been into the command center usually in the presence of Lapis, and that's usually because everyone's scared of Lapis. Or in this case, they're all scared of, as the chat has taken to calling her, Floppis. False Lapis.
Okay,
That was a
fine.
great one. Well done, chat.
That was great.
So, Anton, Edith, Lapis, or Lady Salvo, what are you guys doing here?
Don't forget the rat stash. That's
Right. Rat Stash,
That's right.
Floppis, and Edith. What are you doing right now?
Acting like a bodyguard, because ready to fry somebody when I can.
I'm observing the clientele, I guess. I'm looking for signs of werewolves or other supernatural creatures.
All right, give me a find roll.
Ten.
A 10. As you look around for sort of the telltale signs of occult or supernatural, strange birthmarks in the shape of pentagrams, right? Hair in abnormal places, sharpened teeth, the smell of wolfsbane or garlic, people not reflecting in windows, that sort of thing.
Unibrow.
The unibrow. Right, this is Tharkhold. There aren't even any, you don't even see a cult tech in this room.
Yeah.
Anton, Tyrannic?
I do have something I want to do, since I am sensing the tension. I wish to activate awareness and boost all our defenses. Well, I'm going to try to boost it anyway.
Go for it.
Because I usually remember it after the fight. Like, oh, wow, I could have helped everybody.
It's that Father Bell maneuver.
Yeah, I know.
Is there any secrets that I know about Lapis that I can whisper to Lady Salvo to help boost his cover?
Her cover?
Like peach ice cream, for example.
So here's the thing. Lapis is standing, right next to Grigori.
Okay.
And while Grigori's not focused on Lady Salvo right now, they're technically within kissing distance, just to use a distance of measurement. They're intimately close. This is when he brought Lady Salvo in to show the drone, this was a conversation for her ears only.
Right. Yeah, we're standing pretty close to each other, I think.
Do you have Lapis's guns? Like her actual guns?
Sort of. No. We actually traded guns back recently.
You did trade guns back recently.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Those are the ones that Lapis had last.
Yeah,
She was here using them.
All right.
That's true. That's a good point.
Check the guns, I'll say, Grigori.
All right. Give me a trick roll.
You know what? I'll flip him around and offer him the handles.
All right. So this will be an aid. I will count that as a combined action there, Ross. So we'll give a +1 to Michael's final roll. Now here's the thing. At this point, you do see a trio of Spetsnaz come into the room. Hands on their weapons. Grigori sort of nods to them as he looks at the guns. Tyrannic, what do you got?
A total of 12.
A total of 12. Did that include the +1 from...
No, it did not. So 13.
So a 13. Yes. These do seem to be Lapis's guns. Though this is the first time that I have seen them so close. Have you or men recovered the other one? Soon. She is refusing to lay down her weapons and may have shot Stefan.
JM.
Yes.
Well, first of all, I can't help but smirk when I hear she shot one of his guys. But secondly, I don't know what this would be. Okay, so you're gonna have to just tell me.
All right, go for it.
I want to pick Rasputin's pocket while he's distracted.
Whoa.
All right.
He's listening to a report. He's handing the guns back. He's got other things on his mind.
Let's. I mean, we're definitely going to start with Dex.
Sure. That happens to be my specialty.
I will call it. Chat, do we have a good call for lockpicking? I'll toss this out to them. Or not lockpicking, pickpockets.
I think the closest thing to that would be your shoot skill.
Fire combat, baby.
Excellent. I will be taking a possibility from you, Mark. I mean, you know what? Let's call it a maneuver for right now.
Okay. Works for me. Now you mentioned that there's music playing in this base.
There is. It is, well, at least in the elevators there was music playing.
Oh, okay, but there's not music here in the center room. Is that right?
Right. There is not.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. All right, maneuver. Started at. Yep. All right. Well, I rolled an 18.
Mr. Furious agrees with us.
And a +5 to dexterity is a 13, so 18 total.
18 total. All right, that is a good success. All right, so as you take the guns back,
one of the guns has a smudge on. I kind of wipe it on his robe a little bit.
What's in its pockets? All right, so with a good success, I will describe 4 things, and you get to pick any 2 of them.
Ooh, all right.
There is a hard plastic rectangle in one of his pockets.
Yes.
Okay. There is a set of very nice rosary beads that are hanging from his his belt. You do feel a handful of small discs in his and that you could grab as well, and there is a folded piece of paper.
I would like the plastic card shape and the discs.
All right. So you pocket those quickly. With
yes.
grace, and nobody really kind of picks up on what you were doing. And he says, all right, until we have this cleared up, I'm going to escort you to a secure location. As you know,
fine.
If you are who you say you are, I will be leaving shortly. That timetable cannot be stopped. I will
Let's
leave
stop
you
wasting
in the,
time.
in the hands of the wolf. And he kind of walks through the door, and the three guards kind of circle around you. And they lead you basically to a small conference room with a heavy metal door that they unlock as they get there.
I'm gonna brush past V and try to pass off the stuff.
Okay. With a good success, I'll totally let you
All
do
right.
that.
So
If-
V, I put some stuff in your pockets as I pass by.
If you are who you say you are, I look forward to seeing you when you have recovered what I have needed. If you are not, as I said, an eternity of mental torment before your body finally gives out.
Talk is cheap.
Good day to you all. And he just, like, you hear just, he doesn't make any sort of noise when he, like, walks on the floor, save for the swishing of his robes. The three
There for a second I thought you were gonna say he's like hovering, like doing the Shang Tsung.
He's like the nun in Blues Brothers. He just,
Right.
the penguin, he just kind of floats. So, you guys are standing outside this conference room. The three Spetsnaz kind of nod you into the room.
I'll go in.
All right.
What's the surveillance like in the hallway and then in the conference room?
What was that?
What's the surveillance like in the hallway versus the conference room?
From what you can tell, there's not a whole lot of surveillance in the hallways. There's surveillance at the junctions, but this is really repurposed, like early Cold War era area. In the conference room, there doesn't seem to be anything. Like when you walk in, like when they pull the door shut, like all of the sounds of the bass that you've kind of been hearing in the background, the hum of the generators, the people pushing carts with that one squeaky wheel that you hear no matter where you're at in the area, it all goes away and is muted. Like this place is nearly soundproof.
I want to look for the security camera.
Give me a find roll.
Are there windows on the door or wall?
There is a small window on the door that has razor wire in it, and there's nothing else.
Okay.
I mean, there's a conference table, there's large overstuffed chairs that have definitely been in use since, the late 60s. So there's some definite wear and tear on them. What'd you get, Lady Salvo? 27 or 25?
7.
7. There's nothing. It's secure. You're fine.
I'll just look around and say, there's got to be a camera in here somewhere.
We all look at V expectantly.
So V, the stuff that Lady Salvo put in your pockets, there are a handful of old, tarnished silver coins. They're not in use currently. But the card is a thick plastic...
Oh, hey, bus fare.
The card is a thick rectangle that it's a security key card. But it is both a lot lower tech than you would expect it, but is sort of standard with everything you've seen here. And you can see the depression on the wall where you would put this thing next to kind of unlock the door.
Okay. Okay.
So what's the
I
plan?
just peek out the window. Are they standing outside the door?
You can see the two Spetsnaz are standing on either side of the door.
Oh, facing away from me, so I can see them, and they're just kind of standing out.
They're standing on either
Gotcha.
side of the door. You can kind of make out.
Yeah, I just want to make sure they're not looking at the door.
As you watch, Anton, as you're watching, you can see a half dozen more Spetsnaz kind of walk by and they are half dragging, half pushing Lapis. She is fighting. Her hands have been kind of handcuffed behind her back. You can't tell what she's saying because the sound isn't coming through, but you have just enough lip reading to realize that that cannot be repeated on the stream. She is also being followed at this point by a tall, rather severe-looking gentleman in plain fatigues, no real markings of rank, save for a single set of golden stars along his collar.
Would I know who that is?
Give me a mind roll. While he does that, Edith, Lady Salvo, and Genevieve, what are you doing?
Well, I convey that to them. And like, oh, they just dragged Lapis by. The imposter.
Yeah.
Lapis the imposter.
9.
9? You don't know who it is, but you know that it's probably someone very high-ranking. Like, so high-ranking that they don't need to display sort of the trappings of rank, if you will.
What's the name of the leader, the Russian leader right now?
The wolf.
The wolf. Volkov.
The
President Volkov. The wolf.
Volkov? Does the description Flint gives us match Volkov at all? What we know him to look like?
From what, I mean, yeah,
Okay.
he
that's a good
does.
chance she's
You're
got
pretty
Volkov.
sure that's Russian President Volkov, who just walked by, like behind the armed squad who was taking Lapis somewhere.
Good. Okay. Can I tell? So this is a security card to unlock doors. Can I tell what other codes might be embedded in it? Is it just for doors, or is it going to unlock computers? Is it going to unlock?
Go ahead and so this will be a computer's roll. You're going to be using your cyber deck to try and basically see what information you can find in the card.
Yes. Ooh. Oh. Okay. So it's favorable, but I rolled a 10 and a 15. I'm assuming I take the 10 because that explodes.
Well, you take the 10 and explode, and then you'll get to figure out which is...
Okay. Okay. So, I rolled an 11. Do I then keep the 15 or do I keep the 11?
You get to keep which one you want.
Oh, okay. Sweet. So that's a 25, so that's plus 8, so that gets me to 20.
Okay, V. So, here's what... so, V, hey, just out of curiosity, what's your computer roll at? Your computer, like, base...
Base stat with my skill adds is a 12.
Is it 12?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So V, right, gets to the table. You pull out a pair of alligator clips. You connect them to the card. You get your deck set up. And Lady Salvo, Tyrannic, Edith, and Anton, you see V collapse under the table. V will come back to you in a second. Edith, what are you doing?
Well, I was watching V very closely because I know she's tracking something, but I'm not sure what.
All right. All right, well, you just saw her completely
Yep.
pass out.
V down, V down.
V, as you you have this weird sensation that you haven't felt for a very long time. As you kind of sit up, you're still in the room, you look down, and there's definitely your body still connected to your deck, to the card. And everything here has this soft golden glow. And as you turn around and look, you see the Godnet Mountain. And starting to rise up from the card, you see a blue-skinned being that has deeper lines of blue like circuitry, golden hair, golden eyes, and wearing like pure white robes. And he looks at you, and he makes the sign of the cyber papacy and says, "Heretic, you are treading on holy ground. You will be burned." It's a Babel monitor. Now, Genevieve, you are an experienced hacker in the cyber papacy, so what I need to warn you is that a Babel monitor is a beta clearance rated foe. Now, what that means for the chat and the viewership is that every 50 experience points, right, you go up a clearance level. This is a foe that is normally reserved and rated only for beta level and above. So, Maddie, what do you do?
So, the cyber deck that I chose is specific for hiding. So it's what lets me present as Barbie, and I have 2 other
Personas.
But it also allows me to sneak really well, so it ups my stealth when in the Godnet.
So you're gonna try and run and hide?
I think so. I think the image, well, it'd probably be kind of half melted Barbie, because honestly, she probably hasn't switched out of that from last time. Because I don't really think I have.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
I have my awareness going. I don't know if that would help her with this because it's a precognition thing. I got a 15, so everyone has a +2 on their defenses. But it does not increase interaction defenses, so I don't know what she's doing, if that's considered interaction.
This would be an interaction one.
Okay. But if somebody shoots you, everyone's got +2 right now. It's ongoing. I just concentrate. Sorry, I tried.
So
Buy some indulgence boxes on the Godnet.
You've got old coins.
No, so having known about these entities, would I know if it's possible to stealth out, or is it better to try and BS your way through? I mean, I haven't faced one before, but I'm assuming I have talked to other folks who have.
Go ahead and give me a mind roll. Let's see what you can pull out to kind of figure out. While this is happening, you can see that there is a older gentleman, Anton, as you're kind of watching the door. He kind of walks up, nods to the 2 guys, and knocks on the door.
I turn around to inform the group and let out a Russian expletive when I see V sprawled on the table. Oh, that's not good. She usually does that to the other hackers. Oh, we have visitor. Lapis.
I'll go to the door and try and take up as much space as I can, and sort of like wave at Edith, like to.
Yeah, I step in front of me and kind of like spread the duster out a little bit.
Yeah, I'll open the door.
When the door opens, you can see that the guy is wearing the. You guys should be very familiar with this, having just infiltrated one of the sites. He is wearing a PRI uniform. Yes, Miss, for the time being, Lapis. I am Sergey. I am the registered telepath who is coming to verify that you are, who you say you are. And if not, he kind of looks back, and there are 4 of the Spetsnaz kind of standing there. Things will proceed as you may.
If things proceed as you may, you'll be the first one to know, my friend.
Yeah,
I want to make an intimidate against this guy.
Oh, go ahead.
I have a Cosm card, guys.
Oh, do you? Okay.
You work for me now.
Oh, this will be great if this works.
All right, what does that Cosm card say, Mark?
You gave it to me. I don't have the Tharkhold stuff. It's a Tharkhold card that V used to get her driver.
Let's see.
You work for me now! Exclamation point.
Play on any
Intimidate.
or your character has successfully intimidated.
Ooh, can I play one too? Can you do 2 cosmic cards at the same time?
What's
I
yours?
don't think you're not.
Mine is Neil, so intimidation is favored.
Nice. That's helpful.
Okay.
What is the punctuation on the meal card?
Is there an exclamation point there?
There, of course there is, yeah.
Play at any time for the rest of the scene. All intimidation checks are favored.
Nice. I will have
There you
to possibility though, because I'm even on favorite. I didn't roll too well.
Okay.
So looking at a 7 plus a 10. That's a 17. It's 4. That's. You know what? I'm gonna blow the hero card on this because I don't want to waste Cosm cards. All right.
I have an
so
action card too.
23, which gives me a plus 8. All right. 15 is my intimidation.
A 15 is a standard success against this guy, and you kind of hear this. Yes, I am quite aware of what happens to my people, and he's not making eye contact at all. People in my position, when things do not go well, I mean, of course, the people behind me are here to ensure that I do my job as much as prevent me to the best of their ability.
Then perhaps you should get on with it and give us the answer that you find.
Yes, I can.
I try to lay as much meaning into that as possible. the answer that will keep you alive.
Yeah, yes, the answer that will keep me alive. Yes, I should also let you know, in situations like this, there is a fellow colleague who is also getting the answer that hopefully will keep them alive from the other
Yes.
one of you. Again, I am just here to read your mind and to confirm that you are who you say you are. Would you please have a seat
Get on with it.
at the table?
So did the Cosm you work for me now work for?
So you have to
Can't Lady Salvo use it since she's intimidating?
let me look at the card's text. That your character has successfully intimidated.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll go take a seat.
Then I will try to intimidate him to get him to work for us and convince him that he needs to join our team because this is detrimental to his health.
All right, how
And
are you?
JM,
Yes.
the effect of my intimidation is going to be to make him vulnerable to Mark.
Okay.
And it's a favored roll, yes?
It's favored.
It is favored right now.
15 is 2. 13. I will spend my action to get it to 16.
All right. With a 16 and him being vulnerable, that is a good success. All right, so what are you saying to him, Anton, as they kind of sit down and he takes Lapis's hands?
Lapis is not lying. She's true. This is very detrimental to your health working here. So it would behoove you, health-wise, to go with us when we leave here. And you will let Grigori know what he wants to know.
Yes, no.
You tell
yes.
him what he wants, and everything is good.
Yes, I think I understand. The only way I'm getting out of here is by telling the truth, yes? What is wrong with your friend? She is drooling on table.
She's tired. She needs a little nap.
All right, so as you guys watch, this guy's eyes roll up into his head, and he begins to murmur questions to Lady Salvo. Lady Salvo, you can feel this other presence, kind of a sniveling presence, like in your mind, asking you questions, basically designed to that only Lapis would know the answer to, and trying to see if you are who you say you are. Meanwhile, Genevieve, what are you doing?
I'm gonna do what I do best and try and sneak out of here.
All right, so I'm gonna draw a drama card for you. All right, that old chestnut. That old chestnut. Heroes will go first. So V, what are you trying to do? How are you escaping? Like the towering presence of the Godnet that you have not found since the last time you were there. So since the start of your journeying with the other horsemen, you have not been in the presence of the Godnet. Yet somehow, in the middle of Tharkhold, this guy Rasputin's heir had something going on. What do you do?
Ugh. Okay. All the better to hide with. So, I think she is going to try and simultaneously jump to a different avatar and then hide using that avatar. So try and blip fast enough to throw this guy off.
All right, so what I'm going to have you do is be a multi-action.
Okay.
We're going to do a maneuver to get away and a stealth roll to hide. Now, I believe you have bonuses to stealth because of your deck.
Yeah, so my deck has a feature called Sneak, which gives me a +4 to stealth.
Quick, hide in the pop-up.
The reason I wanted to
Trigger all of the
change
pop-ups and then jump into one of them.
is it should allow the new piety score of this avatar to apply. So it should I'm going to try and trick him with a different avatar while sneaking and hiding. So, multi-action. Okay. So you said maneuver and then sneak?
Yeah, so it's going to be one roll at -2.
Okay. -2. Okay. Okay. So that's a 15. And that's been a possibility.
Okay.
Get that higher. Ooh, okay, so that's a 19. So that gets me to 24, which is +8. So -2 is +6. So that gets my maneuver to a 15. And then what would my sneak be?
So your stealth roll is favorable, yes. Or do you just get a +4? +4 bonus.
Yeah, I just get a +4
There we go. So
instead
then
of...
add that to the total.
So, okay. So I said for maneuver, so I said it was a. Crap, I have to do math again. 15 and 19 is 24, so that's +8. -2 is +6. So that gets me to a 15 on the maneuver, so that gets me to a 19 on the sneak.
All right. So, the good news is you blip away, switching your personas as you travel into this area of the Godnet. You lose the Babel monitor, you think.
Okay.
Double check.
Okay. Also, this persona is a 5-year-old redheaded boy with lots of dimples and very curly hair. Obnoxiously adorable. Possibly Disney-sized eyeballs.
Possibly Disney-sized eyeballs. All right. So you have lost it for now, but you do know two things. Monitors don't give up. They will hunt you down.
Correct.
2, you don't know where your body is at right now.
Okay.
Yes, no, she is who she says she is.
Yeah, we both smile the same smile.
You kind of see the guards look at each other. No, he says... No, he always gives creepy smile. He's a member of race. They are always creepy. You will stay here. We will go confer. We will return. You will be locked in this room until we come back. Do not move. And they all leave, and they leave Sergei. So, I did good, yes?
Good job.
Yes.
Good job.
The flop sweat has started, and like the stains under the arms are. You know that Lapis is the one talking to Lapis says she is much better than I am, and she will say that Lapis is. We should go. We can go now. Yes, I can go with you. Yes, you said get out of here. The only way I will get out of here being room where they will come and just spray room with bullets.
Well, we won't leave without her. I'll point at V.
So we take her with us?
We're
It
all
also
going.
won't. If we leave now and just flee, it wouldn't look good. Unless we just want to flee and get out of here. Lady Lapis.
I don't think the jig is quite up. But we've got to get V back before we go anywhere.
That's true. Should we?
She is just sleeping, yes? He kind of like reaches across the table and smacks her face a little bit. If she will wake up, we can go.
I
We can
grabbed
go.
his hand.
You what?
Yeah, Edith.
I'm sorry. I am.
Since everyone else in the group is a much lower technology level, do I think that unplugging the card from her deck would help her or not? You know, the old hard jack out type thing. That's a different game, though.
Here's the thing. You don't know.
Is she breathing?
Yes, she is breathing.
You don't sound confident, but I'm going to take that as confidence.
V's eyes open up.
Oh, good.
No, maybe not. Babel monitors can take control of physical bodies.
Yeah, my
You-
character doesn't know that.
Yeah, I know. That's Mark to Ross. This doesn't look good.
Yeah, I know. But Lapis is like, oh, great, she's back.
Where are we? You're in interrogation room. We are needing to get out now.
The voice was not these.
The voice was V's.
All right. Can you get that door open? I'll ask her.
Where is the heir?
The what? Oh, Grigori?
Yes.
I'm not sure. We're actually gonna. We got to get out of here now. So can you open that door and we'll go find it.
V stands up, looks down, gathers up all of the materials, and walks over to the door and puts her hand on the door. And the door unlocks. Oh, good. We can leave now.
Yep. All right.
You will protect me. Yes. Yes. We are in this together. You will not use me as bullet shield, or lead collector, or any of the other names that Spetsnaz refer to me as. I am not like this.
Let's talk while we move.
All right, you guys step out into the hall. There are no guards at this point. You do know, in general, from where you are at, they brought you away from the command center towards the motor pool, which is where Lapis kind of came in.
That's where we're going.
Yep. This way, V.
Stay close.
So, V, what are you doing? Oh, wow, double tens. That's awesome.
Oh, no.
What are you rolling double tens for?
You should take the 10 over the 10.
Don't worry about it.
It's fine. Why would you worry about something? What are the chances
I
that they're
just
still
didn't
hunting
need
you
to wait
down?
for- Oh, I am very aware they're still me down.
And now they know your name.
The 5-year-old, redheaded, giant-eyed, freckled boy. She's going to lean into being lost in the godnet, so she's going to be running up to different avatars that she finds and being like, "Are you my mommy? I'm lost. Are you my daddy?" And just trying to glean what she can off of other avatars in the vicinity to see maybe if she can pick up where she is, if there's any markers, any specific people, anything along those lines that she might recognize.
Give me a streetwise roll.
Streetwise? What's the base of that?
Mind.
No, hang on. I may be wrong. It's charisma.
It is charisma?
Yeah.
All right.
Gee whiz, mister! Sure didn't see any heretics over there.
That's a 9.
So as you kind of walk up to the nearest avatar, and there's very few avatars here. You're not really sure where you're at, what's going on. Every so often, there's an ominous, sound of thunder, and that feeling that you had when you jacked into the core is very, very close. And you kind of pull on the person's hand, you ask your questions, and you look down, and the eyes start to glow yellow, and it grabs onto your hand. Intruder has been found. And it morphs into another Babyloner.
Okay. What were the approved actions on the drama card?
Well, on the new drama card, it's Defend or Taunt. Torg is the one that was drawn. So villains will go first, and heroes are confused. You may not use cards from your pool this round.
Okay.
So, Maddie, just so you know, and so our the other horsemen and the people in the audience know, there are 2 ways out in situations like this. You can bug out as a dramatic scene where you are trying to basically race to a node, hack it, get into the node, and then build an exit and get out of the godnet. You can also be ripped out, and that is the way Mark was asking. being forced to jack out is being known as ripped out, and it can be rather violently you are shoved back into your body.
But she'd be free.
Sure, there are consequences, but she would be free.
She might possibly be a little bit brain dead, but it would be fine.
Just a little bit. I'm sure
We
Maddie
can replace that with another computer.
has no problem there.
It'd be faster, stronger.
So Maddie, he grabs your hand and holy fire races down his arm to try and burn you. What is your unarmed combat?
10.
Cool. Well, I rolled a 2. Energy weapons of 15 still doesn't get you.
Woo!
All right, you managed to rip free. What do you do? Do you want to fight this thing? Do you want to try and hide from it one more time? Or do you want to try and start running for the node?
I mean, I want to know why I'm here. Because I shouldn't be here in Tharkhold, correct?
You should not.
The card.
What?
The
I
card
don't
you jacked in. It connected them to the godnet, not the cur.
Right. But is there something in this... I guess what I'm wondering is there something in this area of the godnet that he is utilizing?
All right,
via
so
the
that
card?
is you're not running. You want to try and gather more evidence.
Yeah, but to hide, I guess I'll switch into another avatar to try and throw it off again.
Okay. Give me the maneuver and stealth check. You are running out of avatars.
I know, I only have 3, and this will be my last one.
So this will be your last time.
Kind of like James Cameron.
Ross, you can have a
That's
possibility for that
possible.
one. It took me half a beat to figure that out, but well done.
That is not gonna work.
All right, you go to jump away, and the thing just, you think you lose it, and one just kind of emerges, like kind of rebuilding itself just from the ether. You will not escape the judgment of the cyber papacy, heretic. And it raises its hand another time. Meanwhile, back in meat space. Which way do we go? What are we doing?
Sergey, motor
Yes.
pool, quickly.
Yes. What about it?
And we must get there quickly.
Oh.
That is the closest way out.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. No, I can. Yes. And he just starts.
And in the hallway, even though this is Cold War era, could there perchance be a fire alarm?
Yeah, definitely.
The question is, does it work?
We'll see. That's
Flashing
like
back
a
to
50-50.
young Anton's days, where in school he was the one who always pulled the alarm. Chaos breaks out.
Channel your inner hooligan.
My inner hooligan is definitely coming out. Lights change colors. They start strobing. The klaxon is blaring. Russian words start coming over the loudspeakers. Anton, you can translate it as, right, this is not a drill. Please proceed in orderly fashion to nearest exit. High-ranking officials and high-level party members to the front. Everyone else must wait. That sort of thing. Chaos just breaks out. People come running out into the halls, looking around. Most people, you are now in a crowd of people heading towards the exit, which is the motor pool. As you
Very
get
good.
in there, you can see that a large convoy has actually been pulling out. You can see where vehicles were loaded, and kind of the crates and the trolleys that brought materials here have kind of been left, but you can kind of see the outlines of where you're guessing like 30 vehicles were. There are only a handful of vehicles left here. There's one remaining of the large kind of canvas-covered cargo trucks. There's 2 Jeeps. There's 3 motorcycles. And there's something large covered by a big tarp. It has a large gun pointing out from under the tarp.
But we all wouldn't fit. I say the truck with the canvas, yes? Sergey, you drive?
No, I've never driven before.
Lady
Where's
Salvo?
the- Need him.
I'll drive it.
Listen,
Okay.
I am valuable member of this escape plan.
Yes.
Lady Salvo, in
You-
this promotion, do you want to take the opportunity to redisguise yourself?
Every time, by the way, Edith, you make a comment to Sergey, he kind of cringes as if he's expecting.
Sergey, you get up front and troubleshoot as we leave.
I'm gonna give Edith kind of a weird look, like,
Trouble.
No? All right.
What
Carry
is-
on.
No.
What is troubleshoot?
what are you talking about?
Are we close to the chopper pad at all? I mean, I've got my guys on the helicopter, right?
What you will exit this tunnel, and that'll put you the tunnel exits about a quarter of a mile from the landing spot.
Okay.
We don't have.
We can always drive there.
This is kind of all we got.
Okay.
Oh, Peaches!
Peaches,
oh, no.
can I signal Peaches?
Not from
We can
here.
drive towards the landing field.
Oh
We need to
no!
pick up Peaches.
Yeah, you don't have like a telepathic link or anything like that. But if you get within vocal range, by the way, Josh, yes, they did recover the Frenchman's ledgers. Jean-Viev had them. All right.
It's a
Jean
tar-
Vienne get on the truck.
As you kind of like Jean-Viev is kind of walking, kind of processing, kind of taking everything in.
Come on. I try to push her along. Come on.
I'll pull the tarp off.
Open it. I picture deuce and a half.
Yeah. Mark, as you do that, Jean-Viev just looks at you. Oh man, dice are good to me tonight.
Woo! Let's get real.
Sorry, Maddie. I will burn her. I will free you.
Hey Maddie, what's your fire energy weapons roll?
Oh no!
Can't hear.
10. Oh,
10.
10. Hey, Mark. Anton's dodge is with the +2 is now a 14.
Yes.
Cool. What's the base damage on your laser, Maddie?
2.
14.
You can quit rolling at any time now. Just feel free.
Like, I feel like I have to show this.
The total is the monitor about to play a glory card?
This was the damage roll. Mark. 15, 16, 30. That's up
Woohoo!
18 off your toughness. Mark, Jean-Viev looks at you. This is not the way to the air. And she pulls out her laser and hits you for 3 wounds and 6 shock right in the face.
What?
I'll try to soak it.
You know those things are dangerous when you wave them near someone's eye.
That's right, yeah. It caught you right in the eye.
Ooh. 18 is 5. I got a 19 on my reality check.
All right, that is a good success. So that will soak 2 wounds. So you will take a wound and no shock.
Okay.
Well, that's strange. Haha! We're back.
Okay, so yeah, what I want to do is I want to spend a possibility to have that laser blast punch through the bunker essentially. It can be seen outside by Peaches, who will then be like, "Oh, something's going on."
All right, I don't know exactly where the stream cut out, but Genevieve hit Anton in the face with her laser for 3 wounds and 6 shock. Anton soaked it, dropping it to 1 wound, and Lady Salvo spent a possibility so that it signaled Peaches. Somewhere outside the base, the choppers slowly spinning as they start to see people come out. This flash of light, Peaches, and starts flying. Genevieve, back in the area. I will draw a new card for you. That is a destiny card. I shall triumph! I apologize, but the Babel Monitor just gets to go first and gets an up on this roll.
Ooh.
The chat suggested that's why we got disconnected. It was the Babel Monitor.
I blame the Babel Monitor too, Restar. I blame the Babel.
Anton, your new name is Laserface.
I've had worse.
I love it.
Face has not had very much luck lately.
All right. So, Genevieve, the approved action is defend. I will point that out to you. It reaches out and it attempts to lay hands on you, but not in sort of like the paladin-esque sort of way, but in the bodily, I'm going to take you into custody sort of way. Well, that was... well, I could either take the 1 or the 11.
Does it say, you have been judged?
It does not say that, nor does it make some comment that it is the code by which all other codes must follow, some sort of law. So, Maddie, it got a 21. What is your unarmed defense?
10.
10? All right.
Execute smite.exe.
Oh my gosh.
What does defend do in this instance?
It's going to add to your it's going to add to the difficulty for it to try to hit you.
Yes, so if you would like to defend, you give up your action on this turn. You would roll unarmed combat and set your defense to the roll. If you roll worse than your normal defense, so like say you rolled, a 2, you would get at least a +1 to your defense.
Okay. I guess I'll try and do that because my destiny cards don't do anything for me, so it would be nice to have a new one.
All right.
Well, that's a natural 1.
All right, so your unarmed defense goes up by 1, which
Can I trade a destiny card?
Can you what?
Can I trade her a destiny card?
She would have to have hers in her pool.
Do you have one in your pool, Maddie?
I don't know because I didn't remember to put one in the first round, so I'm
I'll
assuming
allow it.
no.
Go for it. No, go for it.
Well, but I also don't know if it would have done me any good because
But she can
my
trade you
character-
one, and then you can
Because
use it as
I
a
have one called Opponent Fails, and I feel like you might need it at this time.
Sure, I'll have put attuned in.
Perfect. I'll take it.
Well, Maddie, I'm just going to let you see what I rolled for damage. I assume you're playing Opponent Fails. Because
Yeah.
That was another 3 infinities. My dice are hot tonight! All right, so it goes to lay hands on you, and how does it fail?
In true 5-year-old fashion, I kick it in the shins.
All right,
Swift.
Yeah.
Genevieve, it is your turn. What are you going to do? Your new destiny card is Connection.
Well, do I get a turn?
You do? Oh no, you took your you
To the
defended.
defense.
All right. So the next card is.
Oh, do we get to go?
Oh, well, you guys aren't
In the real
technically
world?
combat rounds. Yeah, I want to give Maddie a little bit of.
She shot me.
She did shoot you. Are you going to? All right. Well, we'll jump over to the meat space real quick. What are you guys doing?
I've got a rope, so try and bind her arms.
Well, so hold on. I looked at these last time and then didn't write myself notes. I think while we were doing downtime, I made myself some new bolts.
You did.
And is there not an electric one? Because I kind of want to zap this not V a little bit insensible.
You would like to zap
The electric
her
one will-
insensibly?
The electric rounds screw up electronics. Her cyber deck and that kind of stuff would go temporarily. Blah.
They can cause glitches in high-tech electronic equipment.
It'll get the guy out, but then does it prevent me from getting out?
So
Unclear, but
I
at
would
this time,
say
unfortunately,
that
we
it
have
would
other
be
choices.
the equivalent of being ripped out. If your cyber deck is fragged for 3 rounds,
Would get you out of there. And you'd
She'd
stop
also be
shooting me in the
listening.
face.
apparently the chat has started the wave because they've been cheering for defense for Maddie. Just well done, chat. All right, Edith, if you want to do it, it'll work.
Because I do not understand technology, I think that I'm just gonna do it out of reflex. I'm very sorry.
Bunch of technological nonsense. Blam.
Yeah, I guess my tech is 18, so it's not like super. It's not Sadie low, but like it's not high.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Roll to hit.
Am I hitting her, or am I just like, since we're nearby, am I poking her with the bolt?
I don't know. It's your character. What are you doing?
I don't think that I'm shooting her.
Okay, you just want to like
Just a little stab.
just a little stab. What's your strength, Edith?
9.
9? All
She's
right.
gonna sparkle now.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some sparkling now. All right, so the good news for V is that she will only take two shock from the stab and sparkle. The old stab and sparkle. It does shut down her deck. The babble monitor is thrown violently out of her body as V is thrown violently out of the net. So, Maddie. I'm just going to read this. Physically disconnecting the cyber deck by literally pulling the plug, switching the power off, or disrupting the cyber deck with an EMP also initiates rip out. This is a much more dangerous action, and I need you to give me an immediate, hard, which DN 14 defeat test.
And that uses what?
My strength or spirit, whichever is lower. Now, Maddie, before you make this roll, a bunch of things happen as once. You get the feeling of just this violent, like, hooking sensation, and everything sort of whites out. You do hear the scream of another babble monitor, and you definitely hear them exclaim, "The air must be protected. All rides on it." Now I need you to make this check. I do. I need to stress that a DN 14 is the difficulty, and you need to make it. Otherwise, bad things will actually, like testing for defeat is a horrible thing. So good luck. all very quiet. Everybody got.
So my spirit is 7 and I rolled a 15, so that gets me to a 9.
All right. Possibilities. Does anyone have cards?
I could trade you reality surge if that would help.
What
I
is
have a
that?
hero card also that you could play as a possibility.
Oh, you know what? I can also play rally, and she can draw up to her hand.
All right. What do you guys want to do?
I got nothing that can help her.
I have a possibility left, but that will blow all of my possibilities. So I can use that.
All right. And then possibly use a rally, possibly use a hero card.
Yeah, I'll throw a rally right now. So anybody who wants to discard as many cards as they wish from their hand, and then you immediately refill your hand. So that
Yeah,
means
I got 3 cards. You can give me 3 new ones.
You want 3 new? All right.
Same.
So we're gonna start with We're gonna start with Lady Salvo. Then we'll move to V, and then we'll go to whoever else needs cards. So Lady Salvo, do you have any cards that you need?
I need 3.
Action, hero, and seize the initiative.
Woo!
V, how many cards would you like?
3?
Opponent fails, curses, willpower, and transfer.
Sorry, just
Okay, just 2?
2.
Opponent fails and willpower.
Good ones.
Mark, you need 3.
3.
Transfer, seize the initiative, and martyr. Tyrannic,
2.
drama, and hero. And then Edith.
Maddie, what was the one you traded me?
I gave you a tuned.
Tuned? I don't see that on here.
You play to draw a
mind.
Cosm card.
I'd like
You would what? 2? Drama
Matt.
and hero. Wow.
Maddie, I can trade you for an action card.
Hero.
Rama or trauma?
Drama.
So is it the higher the success, the better I do, or do I just have to succeed?
So here's how this will work. If you get a 13 or less, you get one last dramatic action and your character becomes a vegetable and dies.
Okay.
If you get a 14 to 19, you will lose a point of mind and be knocked out, but you'll be able to come back in. You know, at the end of the act, they'll be able to wake you up. If you roll a 19 or higher, so a good success. So if you get a standard success, you're going to lose a point of mind. Your mind will permanently drop by 1 as you get a little. If you get a good success, that point of mind injury only lasts until you heal your wounds. So the end of the act would be that for you. If you get an outstanding success, you're just knocked out. So you're unconscious.
So with the possibility, so I rolled a 19, so that stacks to a 34, which gets me to plus 10, but that only gets me to a 17.
All right,
Okay,
so
I can trade you an action for plus 3, or I can trade you for a hero for another, or Edith can trade you a hero, which could give you another possibility roll.
Would willpower
apply to
count
this?
for this?
Yeah. Gives you a plus 3.
So that would. So what did I say? I was at 17.
So you're at 20 now.
So get me to 20, and then
That's
I can give you.
A 20 would
Whoever
definitely get you to the point where you are just knocked out with no lasting injuries.
Okay, then I will do that.
All right, so Maddie, you've just played a ton of cards and a ton of possibilities. Your character faced brain death from this action. How is it that you survived? Like how does the possibility, how's like the willpower, what does that look like for your character to have really just knuckled down and survived this traumatic experience?
I think a familiar tune pops in her head. Pop goes the weasel.
somewhere in a detention cell in an undisclosed facility in the U.S., there is a person who goes, "Curse you, Genevieve." All right. To the rest of you, you just saw Edith jam a bolt that sparked, and Genevieve collapsed. Edith, I'm going to assume you kind of like caught her.
Yeah.
From the passenger side of the truck, the window kind of squeakily rolls down, and Sergei's like, "Come on, come on! What in the hell is that?" And you see Peaches is like flying down the tunnel.
I'll extend my arm and catch it.
All right. So, what do you guys do?
We jump in the truck and floor it.
All right. Peeling out of this thing, you hear the sounds of AK fire behind you as a group of Spetsnaz finally have fought through the crowd and take shots at the truck. But you guys head out into Moscow. Here's my question: where are you headed?
That's a really
How
good
did-
question.
Pulled up maps before. I mean, I know I'm unconscious. I had pulled up maps prior to when we got here. Would those be loaded in the phones that we have, so they have at least a couple different escape routes to get out?
Our contact,
Armand?
Armand. We're out, Armand.
So V, no, those are going to be just in yours. I would have let you spend a possibility for it, but I know you're out. So, yes, Anton, is that you?
Yes, we just got
where
out.
have you been? There is giant caravan heading east of city. Wait, no, he's not. He's French. There's giant caravan heading east of city. Sorry, Genevieve. I apologize. What? Where have you been? You went off grid.
Yeah, we are in PRI. We're out now.
What do we do? What are you
This
heading?
convoy we know is heading. This is Mark now.
Yeah.
The convoy is heading to the crater, right?
Yes.
Do we want to go that way, guys? And stop them?
Let's get him.
Can I drive casual to join the convoy?
Yeah, you can totally drive casual to join the convoy. You kind of.
You need a skill roll or something for that?
No, I'm just gonna let that one go. And as we end tonight, I will be handing out to all of you the end of the act 5 XP, which does bring each of you to beta clearance. Congratulations. Yes, Mark.
I take her laser pistol. I
don't know
It's
if
built
Edith-
into her arm.
Yeah.
It's built
Arm.
into
Yeah,
her
it's
arm.
in her arm.
Yeah, you'd have to take
Oh.
my entire arm.
And
Then
it
I'll
retracted as
just-
soon as she went unconscious.
I'll just put her hands behind her back and take a bootlace and just open her eye, look at her.
All right. When we come back next week, all of you guys will be beta clearance, which means I get to throw a ton more stuff at you. I mean, is just
We all get babbles.
there are actually some really cool rules and changes when you guys hit beta clearance that I will go over at the start of next session. We will also be transitioning into Core Earth. That is where they are headed, so I will hand out new Cosm cards. Chat, you guys are amazing. Thank you all. Horsemen, I hope you are enjoying the story. Well played. I thought for certain you guys were going to shoot your way out of this, and instead you guys just sort of downplayed this whole thing and uncovered the thing that is going on with Grigori, or at least started to figure out what is going on. So, I will also say that on the 27th of this month, there will be a special one-shot. We're going to mix up some of the people who are playing. We're going to be playing an Oroche. It will be a Halloween horror episode. So I will have more details for you guys all on that next week. And
I can be the gaunt man.
this Thursday, tune in to the Ulisses International channel, where Becca, who normally plays in the Fading Suns games, will be running a Fading Suns one-shot. So check out all the other great shows on the Ulysses International channel. You know the spiel, but in case you have watched this and stumbled across this for the first time, you can check out Ulysses Worlds, where Robert Aducci and Tim Brown talk about all the great stuff coming out at you for Ulysses. There is a ton of videos on both Myth the board game and Myth the role-playing game. We run Torg here every Tuesday night, and every Thursday night we run Fading Suns. So, to my horsemen, congratulations, you have survived to beta clearance, which is just, I'm super excited to see. It opens up a ton of new perk options for you. To the chat, who has been just fantastic, I heard you did the wave, which is, I'm going to go back and read the chat to figure out what that actually looks like in a digital space. To my horsemen, especially Maddie, who fell into a trap tonight, well done. We will see you all next week for more Torg. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay gaming.
Thanks, Jack. I used your idea.